Hey, on guys, what's up? Wednesday. Welcome to the stream. Obe TA. We take a look at the charts, apply the technical analysis to them, and try to find mythical. All right, let's just get right into it. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here as we always start. A lot of craziness was going on. The Fed came out, gave an update. Jerome Powell sat there on the floor and basically said everything's okay. It's just we just have some supply issues. Nothing to do with the amount of money we've been printing. Not even just the past couple years, but since the late 90s. It's not new. You can't just blame one guy for it. It's just it's an over consumption problem. And you can blame the current events as much as you want to try and to get out of it, but yeah, that's what he did. He sat there, he basically said, supply chain issues because of COVID and, now Russia. So, while that has part of the blame as to why things are going up as fast as they are, or supply chain issues definitely are going to cause an increase in prices, but, to say you're going to try and fight the inflation and then this thing with Russia happens, now he's talking about pushing it off. The problem is still there. So he still is going to have to raise rates. Missing out on them Russian goods. Yeah, dude, all the vodka, right? Missing out on the vodka and the unicycles. This might be super insensitive to Russians or something. I don't know. Make a joke, I guess. But, yeah, so essentially, you think Bitcoin will turn to the downside. So, here's the thing with Bitcoin, and this is what I've been noticing, that in our dreams, people that hold Bitcoin's dreams, it becomes an inflation hedge where it is so rock solid around the world that people buy it in times of crisis like this. Right? They consider it more stable than the dollar. They consider it more stable than gold. So it becomes the safe haven. I do not think that we are there yet. Someday maybe, but what I'm noticing with Bitcoin is that it moves a lot like tech does right now. So when tech is up, stock market overall, Bitcoin's usually up. When tech is down, Bitcoin's down. So tech has been rallying a little bit lately, and once some of the uncertainty is out of the way, that's just what happens. Powell in the meeting today, the update said that he would not raise it. The expected 50 basis points, he would only raise it 25 basis. Whoop-de-doo, dude. I don't think that's really that special, but the market took it as a good sign that not as high of a rate hike in March coming up. So they took it as good news, and the entire stock market, man, just pumped. It's super green today. We can move it. I gotta figure out a way to dark mode this, but dude, yeah, the entire market just had a great day after he said that. So that's why the market moved the way it did today. We'll take a look at the S&P, the Nasdaq, and all that kind of. Yeah, react to the current resistance. Yeah, exactly. So let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. All right, guys, welcome. What's up? STY, what it do? I think you're asking me something there. Why? Is that another acronym that I don't know? Can't be throwing that at me just mid. Frosty. But yeah, man, we talked about it last night, right? You were approaching 44.5. This major resistance that you've had back here since January 13th, after a major pump over the last couple days up into the overbought territory on the RSI, right? We were testing it. Are seemingly pulling back, and Bitcoin is fine because it will either just pull back to this trend line it broke out of, and we'll look for support to hold there, or it'll pull back to 41,000. This horizontal support that we have. So a pullback here is totally normal, totally expected. You just want it to come down and now hold again this what should have been resistance as support before then continuing back to the upside, right? To come back to this resistance, at which point confirmation of holding the trend line and the support should be a strong enough indicator to give bulls enough faith to continue buying to get it through the resistance. Die is my name. I got it. STY. All right, we're abbreviating here. You can call me OBE. Frosty. But boys, let me give you something here. All right, this is, I'm trying to make this thing a little more interactive and everything, and spruce it up, make it more exciting. So I updated the wheel. I'm gonna give you guys some spins. I'm trying to get it like $1 just to try and support the stream a little bit, but you guys are some OGs. I'm gonna give it to you free here. I did some last night, and it's kind of like a test. I want to make sure that it's working. But Danny, you'll go first.
Test your luck.
Danny, you're not helping me out by getting peasant, dude. All right, Sean, you're next. See how your night's gonna go. All right. The peasants, I'll give one to myself.
Test your luck.
All right, no updated wheel tonight. A peasant stream tonight, dude. There's nothing wrong with it either. Sean, turn your frown upside down, man. The peasant represents the hardworking man. Even though he may not have it all, grinds every day. He works those turnips and those potatoes and those cabbages, feed his family, and that's what we do here, right? We find some nice fertile soil, we plant the seed, and we will wait for it to grow, right? We let it grow. That's all we're doing. We're farmers. We're chart farmers.
Nice.
All right. Chart farmers. I like that. Use your scam wheel that you use for yourself. I don't have a scam wheel, man. I've told you this 1,000 times. The wheel is 100% legit, and I will not disrespect it, because then that would be bad luck. All right. Has more power than you think. But yeah, guys. Looks like we're treating it as resistance. Thought it would. A couple things will happen, right? You'll either pull back to the support resistance, right, to try and test it before running again, or you're no longer overbought on the 4 or anything. You're kind of doing a little bit of a flag situation here. You could, at any point, break through, but ultimately, the best entry is down around here at the support. Okay? We don't really care if it just randomly pumps through here. We want to look to get in as far as like a swing trade is concerned at solid levels of support, because then we know where to place a stop loss. You can't really place a stop loss here. You would have to put it down below whatever's going to act as the next support, which would be like down here, right? Down below 42,000, that area. 6%, and then we might not even get back up and break this. So again, we're risking 6% for the potential of a 1% gain at resistance. Not what we want to do, all right? We want it to come back down, or we want it to break above, and then when it comes back down to here, we could look to get in. But you're just at the top of this range right now. Wheel's still on the screen, man. Thank you for the heads up. Appreciate that. I need like a this is why I'm happy when people show up, because I do this kind of stuff all the time. The mic won't be working or something. I'll just have no clue, and I need like some bot or something that just lets me know when something is off. But you guys definitely help a lot by being in. But that's Bitcoin, man. There's no bearish divergence or anything. The momentum, the MACD hasn't even started to wane to the negative yet. All right. If it does, the only problem is that you have made essentially the same high up here. You have made the same high, so you will be developing some Class B bearish divergence. You'll have the lower high on the oscillators with the same high in price. That's not a great development, but if this is a true bull trend, it'll just pull back, underperform, and then hold the support and then continue up. Truly holding this support is a good indication that we're in a real bull trend, at least to get up into the $50,000 area. That's when we start seeing those like a Gartley up there. $786. That's even before the 886. Right up around 50. It's like right at 50,000. So the Gartley pulls you down to around 48,000, which is also going to be this support back from April 25th. So that's another point of resistance. But again, just like the Class B bearish divergence would underperform, Danny, you are my bot, man. You're not in here always, which I have had a couple mishaps without you in here. But I know you usually take.
Okay.
Hey, take a look at McDonald's later on stream. I can take a look at McDonald's, man. I can absolutely take a look. But yeah, so these are the scenarios for Bitcoin. 48,000, 50,000 is truly a strong resistance area. And dude, I have no faith in tech right now. I have no faith in the Fed. I have no faith in the government. Everything going on is just extremely weird and coincidental for the timing that this stuff just doesn't look, and this is following in step with the with Wyckoff theory, which had it up at around 50 before coming down and making another lower low. Doesn't always happen, but the narrative so far is pushing things in that direction. When it comes to Wyckoff and talking about the institutional investors that are involved, that move this type of market, as we have seen them here before, they also shift the narrative. And if they need to say, we're not doing a 50 basis point, we're doing a 25 to pump it up to a level that gets us fully invested, that it is a bull market and go all in, that's when they usually dump it down to that phase B low, which is where the best opportunity to get it in, as long as we're not at war and in a real recession, which, I mean, I see a new senator every day talking about how we need to, defend Ukraine and need to put in a no-fly zone and basically just enter the war. At which point, dude, any NATO member that enters the war, basically all of NATO, that's part of the pack. They go in. So it would be Europe and the U.S., Canada, and every other person in NATO versus Russia. At which point, dude, who the hell knows at that point? All right, but yeah, Bitcoin, it's fine. Looking like it's treating this as resistance, pull back to supports, or just breakthrough. Either way, nothing to be done at this very moment. Yeah, dude, let's take a look at McDonald's. Whoops. All right, McDonald's did nothing today. Negative momentum is continuing to build, so no bullish divergence. Light on the RSI, but yeah, I mean, you had it here, right? So you had it. Let me know if the music, I wanted the music to be a little bit lighter as well. I don't know if it's too loud or I hear it popping off. So it's like you had some, and then you got a pump, and then it immediately just came back down, kind of dumped. So pretty weak price action on McDonald's. You're definitely forming some kind of M shape here. You're right around the 886. Poorly playing bass while I listen in. All good. All good. I poorly play guitar sometimes. No one ever said you had to be good at it. All right, there's no shark. Maybe you're too deep for a bat. Again, there's no help on the daily, man. So your next support is going to be down here around 236. So that, at least locally, this peak back here from October 16th. Maybe the weekly is showing something. Weekly is bad as well. Negative momentum still continuing to build. You're not oversold. Overlay that. Oh, let's make a crappy band then. Yeah, we can do that, dude. I'll get my dog on the drums or something. Get Taylor on the Macarena.
Nice.
McDonald's. I like the M shape, right? I like the advertising on the chart, but not gonna convince me to buy, man. Is there a specific reason? Did you see something on McDonald's? Not see anything. Anything? Got a big head and shoulders going on up here. Yeah, there's no edge on McDonald's. The only thing, and again, this is actually an indicator that we shorted a bunch of it in the period I told you about. Oh no, okay, all right. So I mean, look, I don't know how volatile McDonald's is really. You're at support, so it's not the best time to be shorting. When perish that. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best time to be shorting. If you're doing for a competition that's like a month long or something like that, you're probably not going to get a lot of juice out of McDonald's. It's at supports. It's close to being oversold. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it's going to reverse to the upside and put you in the red. But as far as an equitable short, you might get a few percent out of it by the time the contest is done. Yeah. Move it back to crypto. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Doing last time, it was just in a triangle of nothing, and it's still in the triangle of nothing. Short a while back, and since reaching that level of support, I'm thinking how to cover now. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea, depending on when you shorted it. Oh. Yeah, nobody can call you dumb for ending the short as it's approaching major. Hey, that's how you do it. Nice, man. Nice call there, dude.
Nice.
But looking at Ethereum, so like Bitcoin is over its trend line, Ethereum is not. Right? Hasn't broken it yet, or since December 1st. So you're still trying there. Hasn't broken it.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
So, I mean, you can just zoom right in. You just can see, right? You just see this little triangle that you're inside of. So you're at a support, but you're also at a major resistance, being squeezed. Okay? And as long as Bitcoin can do its thing and pop off, Ethereum will most likely break that resistance. But it is certainly hesitating. Move to the 4-hour to see. Developing, you were outside of it for a little bit before coming right back in. Class A bearish divergence on the MACD. Not have it on the RSI though, so little weak. Yeah, man, it all depends on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin pulls back to test its support, Ethereum will probably come back down to about 26.55. Tight. It's crazy how strong these resist. Okay, and this is just further testament to why technical analysis is good. At least dabble in if you're going to be actively trading. That's what we're doing here. These supports and these resistances, they get respected and held all the time. Yeah, that's the next step though. Again, there's not much to do. I mean, technically, since you're at a support, if you wanted to take the trade, you could. The weird one because you're also at resistance, but I mean, if you were to break out of this thing, Your stop loss would just go right below the support, and you could just put your first profit taking. Don't need much to be 3-1 right up here at this shoulder from February 16th. Okay, you still need to get above your shoulder back here from January 13th at 34.30 to even put in your first higher high or even same high. Right? You haven't done it yet. Just lower high, lower high, lower high. Now you're at resistance again. Hopefully you don't put in another lower high. It all depends on what Bitcoin does. All right. But yeah, if you're desperate to put in a trade, you could put one here and just make it a tight stop. Because it's either going to reject and come down and stop you out and 2% out, or break it and go. We'll see. It doesn't have much more room to stay sideways. Pretty much at the end of its. All right. You know what, dude? Let me give you another spin. We'll do another round of spins because
Test your luck.
I want to test this. This is going to be bad, man, if you get, I don't know how many peasants you can get in one night before it actually happens. Danny, that was you. All right, so, Sean, congratulations. God of War, let's go. Nice.
Godlike.
Aries who, man? Sean, God of War. Go. Can you hear me first off? You guys hear me? Can you hear the music? Alright, is it thing on? Is it working? Are we good? Give me a Y or something in the chat if you can hear what I'm saying. I did this last night and I forgot to hook up the mic and music to transition and didn't hear anything. All good. Nice, dude. Go.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, well, that's it, man. This is the battlefield. We are in Aries. Actually, Sean. We're in Sean's domain right now. Cool. Cool. All right, man. So, yeah. Let's move it to something else. Let's take a look. Let's move it to stocks right now, just because of how crazy everything has been there. Just taking a look at the NASDAQ composite. All right. Oh, it had a good day. What, 1.62%? Class A bullish divergence. Developing, continuing, right? Approaching the trend line that you formed back on January 4th. This resistance. Dude, it's just like, I truly just don't really know what to do. I don't know what to do, and it's impossible to know what to do with the narrative just changing all the time. Impossible. Like, it seems like they really want to do everything they can to continue to get this thing to push up. It's like the technical analysis is behind it too, even at this point. So it's like, if you're keeping it technical, you want to be wary because you're approaching resistance, but you're approaching the resistance with some good signals here. As far as the daily showing that reversal stuff. Good, especially after hidden bearish divergence. Like, we had hidden bearish divergence that got you below 13,095, that support back there. But you were only under it for a day before immediately shooting right back above it and holding that demand line down here. So, look, man, that's really strong as far as sentiment and in the market and buying stocks. And this was after, like right after Russia declared war. So the uncertainty with that was gone, which I don't know, still makes no sense to me as to why declaring war was like a good thing. People are just like, finally we know and we can price it in. That's what happens. But yeah, Fed coming out with some decent news, I guess, today. Gave stocks a little bit of a pump and it's still going to. But the underlying issues are all still there. There's fingers over nukes and inflation still going crazy. New sanctions every day. Still extremely uncertain times, regardless of what the stock market looks like. So I am not touching any tech stocks. Another thing, let me show you this real quick. Indices, by the way, is an awesome site, but dude, go to the PE ratios, the price to earnings. A normal PE ratio is like 20, right? 20 is like pretty much the stock is about, its price is about what its earnings are. It matches up. When you're at like 178, even like 46, you're really getting up here, 85, these areas. Dude, for the amount of earnings that you bring in, it's that out of whack as far as the actual price of the stock. So the earnings are so much lower than what the value of the stock should be, essentially. And that's just where we are. That's what we have. We have a stock market that's just completely overinflated with cheap money that we've been able to use, stimulus and everything, pumped into these growth stocks, and they're now just all extremely overvaluated. And now we have all these problems coming down the pipeline. It's like these companies that are overinflated that don't even really make any money, they're going to be the first to go, man. They're going to be the first ones to get smashed. So this doesn't make me feel good, really. It just makes me, I don't know how it makes me. The Tesla is, yes, overvalued, extremely overvalued, based on its earnings. Okay, based on how much its earnings are, how much it brings in. That's essentially saying it's just extremely overpriced for the value of this. And I mean, we could go take a look at it, and we seem to forget that stocks are not supposed to act like crypto. We go to crypto to get the insane gain. We don't go to the stock market to. So, what is this? May 17th? From May 17th to November 1st of 2021, which is what? 6 months, up 125%. This is a company, man. A stock. It's uncommon for that to happen, especially for the amount of revenue and that they're bringing in. That's what the PE ratio means. Not bringing in much as far as earnings are concerned, and yet they just keep going up. It's just speculation that they will continue to grow the money put in. Monthly is what looks terrible on Tesla. This is the monthly on Tesla. Class A bearish divergence. The Tesla is all about what they might do in a few years, exactly, which is frustrating because it's not. Exactly, dude. Exactly. That's what growth. Forecasted growth. Speculation about what they'll do in the future. But that stuff just gets out of whack sometimes. And in environments like this where there's inflation and the rates need to be hiked up and everything, the money will flee the most volatile assets, riskiest assets, to go to the safe havens, to safer things, gold, and that's what people want Bitcoin to be. But like, we enter into a recession, you're not hanging on to Tesla because people aren't buying Teslas in a recession either. The other thing, retail gets hit hard. Auto manufacturers, cars, new home stocks, builders, stuff like that. All of that stuff gets smashed in recessions because people aren't buying it. You're not buying a Tesla when you just lost your job. Right? And the monthly here, and every one candle is a month. So you just went red March 1st. Today. Yeah. Or not today, I'm sorry. Yesterday. That was the monthly candle. So you just went negative momentum on the monthly with double Class A bearish divergence on the RSI and single Class A bearish divergence on the disgusting.
Yeah, I've been immunized.
Alright, I want nothing to do with Tesla, especially in this environment. gotta understand, man, when all of that stuff was going nuts, dude, nobody cared about inflation. Really. It wasn't really a talk. That's when they were saying it was transitory, right? We don't really need to worry about it too much. You know, it'll come and go, but everyone will go back to work, and, you know, we won't have the supply issues that we're having. And they were all set to raise them. They were all set to start raising them up. And then, oh my God, all of a sudden, things are looking terrible, and now, you know, you have a major power going to war, and that's all everybody's talking about. And now, hey, we don't have to raise the rates as much. It's because they can't. There's nothing they can really do about the inflation. It's going to get bad, and raising rates would just hurt us even more. So they're going to keep them as low as possible until, which just makes the problem worse, makes the bubble bigger. Because look at what's happening right now. People are buying tech again. People are buying these growth stocks again. Peter Schiff was talking about it earlier, man, and we make fun of him because he's the gold guy.
I love gold.
And he hates crypto and he hates Bitcoin, but dude, he's got a point, man. I think we're looking at like a dead cat bounce on the NASDAQ and in tech. That's not going to end well for a lot of people. So, yeah. But the NASDAQ, move back to that. Right. On the daily. Up at near that trend line. So that'll be, if you break the trend line, then your next stop is 14,185. Market of about 3%, but that's going to be a major resistance. All right, not even just these two peaks back here, but also the support from October 5th. So that is a major resistance. Maybe we have a Fibonacci that's even with it. Not really. 50% retrace is slightly above it. This is how you Fibonacci, though. Kind of throw it on different peaks. See if you can find some kind of confluence. We do, in fact, have confluence with this peak back here from December 30th and the 50% retrace. So, going to be a strong resistance. Under the 200-day moving average. At that point, the 50s waiting up there. We still had that death cross that happened. I don't like it, man. I don't get warm fuzzies with this. Move to the S&P. Up a little more. 1.86% on the day. Also approaching a resistance line. Hasn't death crossed yet, but you can see the 50-day moving average moving in that direction. All right, so just indicator does have Class A bullish divergence on the MACD side. The pattern completion zone of this dark harmonic at historical support, right? So I think it makes sense that we get the support here, but again, you're approaching this this trend line here, this resistance, and the 200-day moving average is also there as well. So this trend line is going to be a strong level of resistance. I don't want anything to do with stocks. Stock market approaching resistance in this kind of environment. Not. Especially when silver and gold are looking so good. We'll take a look at them as well. But like oil, like move it to U.S. oil. Even if you don't want to get involved, you know, with the futures or anything, oil. Like look at the energy stocks, Chevron, stuff like that. They've been crushing it. Chevron's at all-time highs, I believe. But yeah, U.S. oil here, barrel of oil over at $112. All right. Hasn't been over 100 since 2014. So, multi-year highs on oil. It's extremely overbought on the weekly here. Overbought on the daily. But look at this. You had an ascending broadening pattern. You came up and you broke the supply line still. Right? You were supposed to do this. You were supposed to bounce. You just blasted through. And now you're at multi-year resistance. Okay, which you will most likely break as well. And really what we're looking at here, we're looking at a structure like this. We were talking about, just put it from that high that you're currently at. Yeah, we're talking like to the 1618. Seems to be where you're heading. Now you might get, I mean, you might not even get some pullbacks until then, but yeah, like 164, that peak back here from what, 2008. All right, right around the other financial crisis that we had. Oil spiked as well, right? So oil likes to spike during crises. Back then, wasn't really a major nuclear threat going on. What stock would you say could I consider buying as a shorting if playing with paper trade? I mean, dude, like I said, the energy stocks, the energy sector right now, yeah, it's like it's overbought and everything, but given the circumstances, they're a pretty safe bet. If you're shorting, look at tech, right? So, we could take a look and see if there's any top tech stocks that have gone back up to any kind of resistance or anything. I would be shorting tech at resistance points. Can't really say right off the top of my head. I'll have to take a look at the different stocks and everything. Energy sector doing well. Finance is getting smashed because of all the sanctions and everything going on with Russia, so that's a little dicey. But I think the big money is in shorting tech stocks. I just don't know how long this dead cat, this relief rally, whatever it is going to last. It's tricky now. Now with them coming out saying that they're not going to be raising the rates as much and stuff, it could be months before it all comes crashing back down. So, dude, it's just tough, man. Especially in like a paper trading competition, it's just so uncertain right now. It's hard to trade in these conditions. And you need to be using stop losses more than ever. Any given day, a news catalyst can come out and just smash the teeth. But, yeah. Oil, multi-year highs. Which you'll see at the pump, by the way. When this gets up high, prices more expensive for gas stations to get the oil. Gas, they charge. All right. Take a look at Chevron. Looks kind of similar, doing the same kind of thing. This and its wave structure, right, of this gigantic, what's this, bullish crab pattern here. The bullish crab.
Money.
So on its way to 188, which is all-time highs, I believe, for Chevron. Yeah. Monthly here. Look at that chart, man. Yeah, in time. And again, similar to oil, extremely overbought, but it's fine. I mean, you could pull all the way back down to 133 if conditions stay the same. Everything that's going on with Russia and stuff, unless we open up like the Alaskan pipeline again or something. Yeah, I mean, this is a surprise. Thank Joey for that one. But yeah, Chevron. Take a look at gold here. Silver. So starting to display, look, so here's the thing with silver, right? It's trying to show some class A bearish divergence. Higher high with lower high on the MACD, but you do not have it on the RSI. So it's kind of like, this is why it's good to have both of these indicators. You're not getting it on the RSI. The RSI is more of a true estimate, in my opinion, as to the momentum swing. So when you don't have it on the RSI, it's fine. That kind of stuff usually just turns into short pullback to support before continuing the run up to the end of the wave at the 1272 up around historical resistance as well, around 2651. In time, right? It might take a couple weeks or something to get there, but still looks totally fine as far as the day. Yeah. Weekly just look not overbought. Class A bullish divergence going on, double bottom kind of stuff, dude. Yeah, and the weekly turns into months, right? The accounts for like months of time. 2650 in time, and then 2880. That's that next high back here from May 31st of 20. And truly, with a weekly like this, I mean, we're talking 8 targets up 35, which would be this peak back from October 2012, October 1st of 2012. These true waves up. It's good. It's like, dude, don't buy Tesla. You could silver, get gold. You could get these things that actually are bouncing off of support, showing bullish divergence on weekly timescales and stuff. Get those. You don't have to stay in the mindset of, I need to buy stocks that are going to give me 40% over the next couple weeks. Those days are, you're playing a much riskier game than you even were back then. That was risky back then. Now, it's literally Russian roulette. Excuse the pun. Right. So if you're gonna be shorting, man, you're shorting tech. Okay. That's like the name of the game right now. How long is what's your time frame on competition? Move back to some. Look at Binance Coin. Actually outside of its trend line right now. What are you doing out there? And you could go out there. Something like Square. We'll take a look at Square, see what it's doing. But yeah, something like Square. Again, man, it's just tricky because with the market ending green on the day and the Fed saying that they're not going to raise rates as much, it's like, dude, you might see a bump in tech. You might see a rally in the stock market over the next few days or something. But it's just like, the timing on that is just, I don't know, man. It's just like it's like phony. It's phony. Phony in my opinion. I don't think we're good. I don't think it's just a supply chain issue. I think it's an overprinting of money over the last couple decades. An overconsumption issue is the problem, and they don't want to tell people you're going to have to consume. They want everyone to just think everything is fine, keep spending, keep it going, party for as long as you can until, they talk about the Great Reset and everything. Not get too into, but yeah. Like Square, it's 1 month. Take a look at Binance Coin real quick. Outside of this trend line for the first time. Yeah. December 1st. All right, testing it. 50-day moving average is below you as well now. Okay. You are above this little wick low back here from January 11th. So you're hanging on to support for dear life right now. This could be a spot where, as long as Bitcoin hangs on, you could see a rally in Binance Coin, and it'll likely send you to this little double top you had up here about 446. Right? There's no position to be taken yet, even though you are outside of it and seemingly trying to. Let me take a look at that. Held it a couple times. You have Class A bearish divergence. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, scratch that. This is just bullish divergence. If you don't have bearish divergence, good. That is a good sign. Yeah, man. Not overbought. Could be. You could take a shot on Binance Coin if you wanted to. You would just put your stop loss below the trend line here. 2.83%. The upside is 8.5% up to that next resistance, or 44. Okay. The only thing, this hasn't been confirmed yet as for. That's where you get like a real rally off. That's like the confirmation. But look, man, if you want to take a shot on it, risking 2%, 3-to-1 odds up to that next level, that is a decent swing trade in my opinion. Especially looking at the 4-hour with no bearish divergence or anything like that, doing some flag kind of stuff. Bit of a pennant. Nice.
Nice.
It looks pretty good. Let me take a look at Square for you, man. I've been here, clean it up. Ooh, it evens. Ooh. Yeah. Why did it? Let me. Fourth, so it wasn't pump. It was just. Dang, yeah, up 26%. Yeah, man. Yep. You're also at the 50-day moving average now, which you've been regarding as resistance these past 2 times here. All right, below the 200-day moving average. Yeah, man. And how we know that assets love to fill those gaps right there too, or at least come down to this. Yeah, there we go. All right, this peak back here. Right from October 1st, treated as support a little bit before dumping, but yeah, man, it's gapped up right at that 50-day moving average. Are you at a resistance or anything? Here's what we can do. Try and get a feel for Fibonacci as well that you're at 1217. 50-day moving average, yeah. You have a better chance on shorting, or yeah, Square Block Incorporated. Yep, I like it, man. I love that gap fill. I love that it's at that 50-day moving average again. I don't see any, like, this would definitely not be a time to buy. The only thing I guess, I like trend line here. Broken the trend line, but you could definitely see it come down, especially after breaking that trend line, rejecting the 50 and coming down. You at least get back down to that that support level. Like a 19% move too. Yeah, I like it, dude. I like it. Yeah, I would say, for as far as the competition goes there, Square would be a decent short option. You could just put your stop loss. Got our short tool. I put the stop loss. Do that. Let's target that. Target 8. Stop loss right above that wick high. Risking about 6.24%, about 5%. Yeah, they're like 6.78. All right, something like this. Yeah, that's a nice little 21% potential gain. Yeah, dude. That's some real money in tech. I got spanked. This was a while back, though. Yeah, I mean, dude, it was volatile. It was crazy. It was low rates. It was free money, and the growth was out of control. And nobody saw the inflation yet. And when you don't see it, you don't feel it. It doesn't exist. Even though all of the everything was in place for it to happen. Right, it's not just from COVID. It's not from Russia, right? Yeah, they may have made it worse, but it was coming. It was coming regardless. It might have just taken longer. This might have just sped it up. But now they have, you know, scapegoats to blame it on, so that you can't blame it on them. It was just what politicians do. This is literally their job, is to screw things up and then blame other things besides themselves. That's literally the job description. But yeah, so that's what's going on. They're going to blame Russia. They're going to blame COVID. They're going to blame the American people for overconsuming, which is partially true. But at the end of the day, they incentivized it with their monetary policy. It didn't help. Dumb bank recommended it. Yeah, that's the other thing I've gotten away from after learning technical analysis, is looking at those. You always see them, the little half wheel with the needle, like buy or sell or strong buy or strong sell. You don't have to pay attention to that at all. I see all the time. I'll see assets at really good levels that make sense for a long, and then they end up doing well. I'll look at that meter, strong sell. I don't know how they interpret them, and I don't ever pay attention to them. But yeah, there you go, man. There's a setup for you. Square, like it. Good luck with it. Hopefully, you want that stop in there, man, because they could come and just, like you said, the Fed is talking about cooling down on raising rates and stuff. It's just so uncertain and volatile that it could absolutely just blast through and pump again. Sure, nothing is out of the realm of possibility. Yeah, man. What else do we want to take a look? Much. Yeah, let me take a look at the total market cap for crypto. And it's like on the daily here. The last candle that just closed is holding the trend line. Okay, that you haven't been above. It's a major trend line that extended all the way back to November 10th. Right, you've got above it, and you're seemingly trying to hold it now. After the double, you know, a low and then a confirmation higher low after a major harmonic, dude, this looks pretty dang good. And I mean, the way you would size this thing up, talking waves, 618. That wick was kind of weird, so you could categorize this in 8.6. 618, we're talking about a Gartley. The first one. Yeah, up around 2.265 trillion. You have 2 trillion that you're coming up on. That will be a major resistance, as well as it being that peak from February 8th. So just is the next level to get to. But if we're talking waves here, yeah, I mean, it's seemingly showing that we'd get up to at least the 786 here. Because even if we go from the all-time high to low, right in the golden zone. Right in between the 618, it's right at the 50% retrace actually from the all-time high to the low. So there's just another area that assets love to get to, markets love to get to. 50% retrace after major moves down. At least, you know. We'll see if it can get there though, because the 382 lines up perfectly with 2 trillion. So you've got some confluency with the 382. It's a moderate retrace, but it is a level that you do see pullbacks, especially if we are still in a bear trend. I just really like this double bottom after harmony. Good sign that you see reversals after stuff like that all the time. Hopefully the 786 is where it's going, and then it, you know, pulls back, holds 2 trillion before continuing, right? We all want it to go up, but you're definitely not out of the woods, right? We're not in a bull run as of right now, like at least in the short term. Of course, long term we're in a bull run. I'm talking about short term to medium term over the next couple months. So 2 trillion. If you can hold this trend line, you hold this trend line and continue, you're most likely going to 2 trillion. I doubt you would do something like this. Come in, like, get back down below it or something. I mean, there's always a chance of a fake out, but with this kind of stuff, the harmonic double bottom, right? Higher low. I wouldn't expect it to do. Cardano at 93.8 cents. Already rejected $1 once. Talked about it yesterday, but yeah, Class A bullish divergence on the MACD, but nothing on the RSI. Weak divergence. Moving on. See what Luna's doing. Yeah, dude, Luna's just insane, man. But again, it's like you don't want to be buying Luna right now. It broke out. It was crazy. It was nice. It was paying that higher low after the harmonic. Okay, and went bananas. And a lot of assets are showing these types of structures and haven't played out the way that Luna has, but they're also now starting to try and break their trend lines. So you could very well start to see some of these alts go insane. They're showing the similar formation here. So, but did you take any finance econ course in college? I did, yes. I actually majored in finance, and minored in economics. Yes, indeed. I did. Fun stuff, man. We didn't do too much as far as technical analysis in college. It was more just learning. There's a lot of like accounting, but microeconomic theory, macroeconomic theory, learning like what options are, what futures are, how they work, what they're made up of, stuff like that. I had a couple trading courses there, but they didn't really teach technical analysis. It was much more fundamental analysis, analyzing PE ratios, analyzing earnings, and definitely more of reading financial statements to gauge whether the company was healthy or not, and if it was healthy, then invest, which is also a good way to do it, right? That's the Warren Buffett way, which is smart as well. I'll never be on here professing that TA and technical analysis is the only way to trade and invest your money. It just helps a lot. If you're actively trading, you're just, and you should dollar cost average as well, right? Definitely should be doing that. But if you want to trade, you got to have some form of technical analysis. You're looking at charts, you got to know what you're looking at. And everybody has different methods. Some work better than others for different people. Increases probability for me when it comes to swing trading. That's why I use it, man. That's the whole point. All right, man, I have a math class soon. Thanks for the good time. You got it, dude. Enjoy your math class.
Are you guys having a killer time?
I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you becoming the God of War so we can test out the wheel, man. Appreciate it. See you in the Discord. Which, actually, let me... Guys, don't forget to jump in the Discord. Join the Discord. There. Pretty much 24/7. Questions. Schedule usually is Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. I'll be on here doing this live stuff. Always in that link, man. If you guys want to jump in there, any questions or anything, always in there. Answering them. There's resources to books and all this kind of stuff to learn it yourself, but yeah, the Luna pulling back, trying to hold that C point, that shoulder from January 16th as support, $91. It's overbought. Okay, so it's not a time to be buying Luna. All right, you've missed it. Sometimes you just miss the boat. It could continue on and it could keep going, but you want to wait for it to pull back to a support, right? And like a substantial pullback. This is like nothing. All right. It definitely could have more upside, but as far as good entry, take a look at Avalanche. Avalanche has a trend line of its own that it has yet to break above. Really gotten to it yet. Death Cross impending on the daily. See the 50 moving average. Moving towards that 200 about the crossover. I don't know how it really doesn't unless you get a pump literally right now, which could absolutely happen. Bitcoin testing and holding its trend line, right? Once you get enough confirmation at the trend line, the investors come in, pull the trigger, the buyers come in, the bids. That's when you get those real pumps. Confirmation of support. The longer you hang out on a support and touch it and treat it as support, the more odds that it holds and rallies. That's exactly where Bitcoin is at right now. It's above that trend line. The longer it stays above that trend line, the better chance it has of breaking this, getting up to that deep point, up around 47,000. Okay. But yeah, Avalanche has support. This peak back here, September 23rd, as well as both moving averages there. So yeah, it's like the Death Cross is pending, but they will also act as support on the way back down. Weekly. Bullish divergence on the MACD for the weekly. Don't have it on the RSI. Something like this. We're just playing around here. Eh. Bearish divergence. Bearish divergence on the on Avalanche. Buff. Messed up flag. I'm gonna fall below. Really want to fall below this here. You've kind of fallen out of the flag in a way. Doesn't look too strong, in my opinion. Move it to the Russia. Was it down any more today? Down another 13% today. Crazy. People were buying it. Looks like wicked up, long upper wick. For, give an inverted hammer. All right, time to buy. Buy the dip, as they say. Right. Cool. All right, guys. Been hour 4 minutes. That's really all I wanted to take a look at here. Actually, I wanted to take a look at Ford real quick. They're just constantly putting out news. Back inside the major channel that they've had since the COVID, was it since the COVID crash? Yeah, March of 2020. That was like 2 years ago. Crazy. That feels like it was a couple weeks ago, but yeah, back inside the channel, but at a multi-year resistance point back here. Right, these highs back from 2014, so it's like another thing. It's inside the channel again, but at a major resistance. So you just don't know what it's gonna do. No clue. It could reject, fall back out. If it does that, oh god, it's back outside of the wedge, comes down to the 2 moving average again after such bullish price action, which bearish signal. No clue what to do. Testing resistance. Okay? But I'll tell you what, you break above it, break back above that again, and you were only out of the channel for this short period of time. Let's see, that gap filled up with that. Yeah, the 382. Yeah, make a 382 retrace back and fill that gap. Coming back down. Something like that. And then at which point you would just put the stop loss right below that multi-year high back there at 1807. Not yet. Thing. Tricky. We're at resistance, but also broke some resistance. But interesting nonetheless. They said they were separating their electric vehicle, platform or whatever from their gas-powered one. Make it a completely new entity, and people just love news. They love new things. That's Ford. Can do it though, guys. I think not much going on with Bitcoin. No, there's nothing to report on, man. It's just going sideways. Again, the longer it stays above this trend line, the better. See what tomorrow brings. Market had a good day today, so crypto might have a good day. Good day tomorrow. That's gonna do it, guys. Everybody that was in here, appreciate you. Everybody's watching this later, appreciate you as well. Go ahead, do me a favor, hit the like button, smack it, tickle the subscription, make it giggle. Get in the Discord, link, bottom of the chat. Follow the Instagram, follow the Twitter. They're all somewhere around here. They're not on Aries. They're not even on Aries. Get back to the main. Right up above. Okay? Get in there. Join the community. Say what's up. Say hello. Come hang out. Come have some fun. Right? Charts, numbers, math can be boring. But got a community and people to talk to and people that can help you with any questions you have, anything like that, man. It's a good time. Trading really is. If you're doing it right, if you're doing like swing trading right and everything, dude, it's not this Wall Street bets, 10x leverage, 50% of all your money in, like YOLO crap. Dude, it's not what it is, man. 8% gain here and 7% here, nope, 12% here, and just kind of methodically going through. Yeah, I'm back. Can you start from when I left? Yep, you got it, dude. We'll do another hour and 9 minutes. Yeah, all right, let me go to Bitcoin. So, taking a look at Bitcoin here. Hope you enjoyed your base session. Record something. Put it in the music. Put it in the music channel. You slapping the bass. But that's gonna do it. He came in just in time for me to go. All right, I will be back Friday. Do everything that I just said. Por favor. And until then, keep it real, keep it chill, keep it funky, Danny. But more important than that, more important than anything, as always, keep it technical. Our buzz.
Test your luck.